And welcome to Cruising with Kayfabe. I'm Mongo.
I'm Emily.
And today it's our 2026 prediction special, or manifestation special, I guess, because today we're going to talk about what we think is going to happen in wrestling and what we kind of want to happen in wrestling in 2026.
My hopes and dreams of 2026.
I mean, I can tell you before we each chose seven that, we're going to go over, so it'll be 14 total, but seven is one of my lucky numbers, so I appreciate you deciding that, because we thought five was too little. And
10 was a little too
10
much.
was a little too much, so like that song says, meet me in the middle. So we went to seven. And I think we got some good ones. We try to keep them separate from each other, but we might have some duplicates. And if we do, that's okay, because we have some bonus ones. But I'm going to start off with you, Emily. What's one of your predictions you think for 2026, maybe that you think will happen, you want to happen, you're manifesting? I guess some reasoning behind it, or however you want to go.
So I want the men's tag tournament to come back with already built tag teams, because I want these, every division across every brand, I want to become more defined. I think it's fantastic to have the trios include a singles with a tag team, but I think it's a little too much when we have way too many thrown together trios and tag teams. I think they kind of need to make more sense.
Like define the division, what you're saying?
Yeah, we need to have less loose on it.
So kind of like tighten the ship.
Yeah, okay. Give them names, make them more
present them more together. More of like, this is Doyle. This is Doyle.
Like
and
how
Davis.
The Demand is. Okay. I think the Demand is a perfect example of it.
Yeah, kind of like, who are you? What's your mission? What's your purpose? Why are you staying together? Kind of thing. I like it.
Yeah. So each thing is important, but at the same time, when they come together, they're a team at the end of it.
I like it. So, and I know you've kind of said this online before, and I hope I'm not taking one of your later ones. You've also said that you want, instead of the Freebird title for the trios titles, you want the free gender rule for the trios titles. Did I take one of your predictions?
You did. So we have to hold that one back.
So we will go back to that then. So I didn't
hold
need to take.
Thought.
So let's just rewind that a little bit.
Because I got a lot with this.
So then I'll jump onto one of my predictions then, so we can forget that for now. I think I'm going to go with one of my bolder ones, but I think it's kind of writings on the wall. I think we see Mick Foley, some sort of television appearance for AEW in 2026. I think where he's announced that he's separating from WWE because of his differences in views and opinions. I see this as a perfect opportunity because Tony Khan loves bringing in the legends. Look at Ricky the Dragon Steamboat when we went to Greensboro. Look at Ric Flair coming in for Sting. I think even if you have Mick Foley come in, even if it's for an episode when they're in New York, even if it's for a funny segment, a backstage promo, or maybe have a little history with Adam Copeland, like they have that, like, Mick, what are you doing here? I don't know. I'm here to have a nice day. And just like, it would make the crowd happy. It's a feel good moment. So I can see Mick Foley showing up, not obviously wrestling, but showing up in AEW in 2026.
I mean, he's got 4 faces. What's a 5th?
Oh.
I am so here. I don't want to see him wrestle like you. Like, it's not something we need to see.
That's past that point, unfortunately.
Could we see him ref a cage match? Could we see him
be like a commissioner again?
I would love, I love that prediction. You went big. I went like, again, I went with what I'm hoping to see in this year. Okay.
I was just thinking, like, we were talking about our hopes and dreams when we kind of planning this out and like what we think, and I just thought, I'm a big Mick Foley mark. If you haven't seen from the videos of me on the cruise, I think it would be cool because then it's another way of another set fandom to kind of get the respect. And Mick Foley is a comedy legend. He's fun. Him on TV would just be entertaining.
And is Santino leaving TNA? Could we get something with the sock?
Funtime Tony and
the Python.
Okay. not Funtime Tony 2.0, our friend, but the original Funtime Tony from the cruise. But yeah, that's right. Because on TNA, Sonya Deville, I apologize, I forgot her real name, Daria, I want to say, came into TNA. She's now the commissioner, and she kind of like took power from Santino. It's a little confusing, so we'll have to stay tuned. But yeah, I wonder what's kind of going on with that, or because Santino's getting blamed in kayfabe for the NXT invasion, kind of winning. So that's interesting. But speaking of interesting, what do you have for another prediction? So we each have one done. So what do you have for prediction number 2?
A fallout from the Don Callis family or a split. Again, like, we've seen the tension building. It's only a matter of time. But also, it's been building for so long. So is this actually going to happen? They just keep growing. We keep seeing phenomenal people added to this. I
He has
was
11% of the
shocked.
roster. I just want to point that out. 11% of the active roster is in the Don Callis family.
Well, not just that, but they say like there's a reason people are there. Like when the Bucks were in it, you know, like there's a reason. So, is it the money that's keeping them? Does Don have
Promise of
blackmail?
power.
Like all these things that like what does Don Callis offer to the degree of him having 11% of the roster?
Yeah, he's got to have some false promises that'll come out in this downfall.
Yeah. I'm ready for him to take a much needed break. We've dealt with him since he came through with Kenny Omega to the belt collecting.
6 years, yeah.
I'm done.
I mean, the Don Callis family has essentially been feuding with Kenny since 2023.
Yeah.
Because you got to factor in the injury time. So it's definitely there. So that actually goes into one of my predictions. So you're talking about, I can't agree more. I think that the Don Callis family downfall, it's already started with Takeshita. He's already 2 feet out the door. His ear's still there. He's not fully out, but he's pretty much gone. Kyle Fletcher teased recently on television that he saw what happened. He confronted Don. He's like, what the fuck? He took my screwdriver. So obviously Kyle and Okada aren't going to be a thing anymore, but Takeshita and Kyle could be, because Takeshita can kind of say, no, come with me, let's leave. And like you said, there's still 645 people in the Don Callis family that they got to kind of figure out how to divide this up.
And Aussie Open definitely isn't a thing.
No, yeah, I think they're pushing Mark Davis with Jake Doyle. I think they're pushing them together as Davis and Doyle to kind of give Mark that tag team run, so he's not kind of like the forgotten fodder, because Kyle Fletcher just struck lightning. But my second prediction is Takeshita will beat Okada at All In for the international title. That's where he's going to beat him, and Okada's going to kind of fade away for a little bit. He's gonna lose. He's gonna be cocky. This whole build between Revolution to All In, Okada's gonna be cocky. He's gonna be dominant. It's gonna look like Takeshita can't do it. Takeshi's finally gonna beat him at All In, and Okada's just gonna be like, "What happened?" And he's gonna go away. He's gonna come back, but he's gonna go away, because I think the Don Callis family does one really great thing that we don't give them enough credit for, is they take these heels, they kind of make these heels like asshole-y, and then they separate and they leave and they come back and they get that redemption pop, that baby face. Like Takeshita, look at him. Ospreay, he turned. Kenny Omega, all these face turns were a result. So Devil really is the Don on their shoulder, the devil on their shoulder. You know, Don is that devil. You gotta see the light. Okada comes back, maybe next year. Maybe that's why in 2027 he comes back as a mega baby face for 2027 and finishes run. But my second prediction on the record is Takeshita beating Okada at All In for the international title, and having Okada kind of step away. So I don't yap too much. What is number 3 for MLE? That rhymes.
Let's go with the women.
Alrighty.
I want to see more established women's tag teams. And I kind of want to see some more women come through, whether it just be a one-time appearance, just the singles action.
More showcasing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've seen a lot of Ashley Vox on Ring of Honor while they were touring around like the coast.
Now that we have the tag team, now let's go get the Sea Stars reunion.
I would love to see Delmy and Ashley Vox together on the Sea Stars. I know they broke up on the Independents, but maybe there's hope on the big screen. As well as seeing Priscilla Kelly. Okay. She's become quite the badass. She's really leaning back into what she had going before her NXT run as more Gigi Dolan.
Yeah.
Polished.
Yeah, like her run is like she in the ring. She has the experience from the Performance Center NXT.
Oh! I thought you meant like
no. We're not going there. I meant like she's more crisp in what she does.
Yes,
her presentation, everything.
Her sass is like built with confidence now, and I really like what she has going. And I think that her and Shotzi together would be really fun. Also, part of this is kind of coming true because I wanted to see Persephone. And what if we get Persephone and Bozilla?
Oh, I'd love to see Bozilla in an AEW ring again, because that...
And put her in a tag team with Persephone?
That would just be unfair, though. Can you imagine Mega Problems against those two? Like that would be unfair.
The Hurt Syndicate did it. Why can't the women?
Yeah, they would definitely hurt people.
I don't know, like, and again, we need to come up with this name. Like, somebody in the comments, we need some help. Like, I'm struggling because I can't yell beef at the women in the ring.
Yeah, if you instead like when you have a Haas match between two big men, you yell beef. But if you have two female Haas wrestlers, like you have a Megan Bain and a Bozilla,
I'm stuck
what can
on
you
it.
yell? So let us know in the comments below.
What is a nice thing I can yell? Yeah, I just, those, and there's one more female I want to see.
Who's that?
Bea Priestley.
Okay.
I've been wanting her back. Hopefully, you know, we're going to London again with AEW, and like, hopefully we see some UK TV. I know she's been
Maybe
showing
some Rev
up.
Pro. That would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be AEW, but I want to see Bea get a really big push this year.
Hopefully, with her New Japan commitment that she's doing, they kind of push her more. Maybe with maybe Stardom appearance again. Like maybe kind of revamp that back up.
Yeah, because she definitely is somebody to be messed with. Like, she's going to be really fun to watch grow again. I think that once she gets that confidence back in, because, again, it does take you down a peg. They got to get back up. And I think that that's something that they do very well. Following, you know...
No, it's hard
what
to...
happens. Look at where Chelsea Green is now.
It's hard when they say it all the time, when you're on TV, you have a set schedule, you have commitments, you have training, to then now have to market yourself, now have to promote yourself, get bookings. It's adjustment. And yeah, I think seeing Bea Priestley come into an established company again and really making a name for herself, that could happen. She's very talented.
Ooh, and you know who could hold the tag titles?
Who's that?
The Iconics. They're free.
It's true.
Didn't see that coming when I did my predictions, so that's my excitement right now. Like, the Iconics could be coming to AEW.
I personally don't know if I'd like that, but I
feel like they'd go to NXT or WWE first.
Yes.
But, I mean, they've got a really great run as tag champions in every company.
Personally, I just think they're more characters than they are their ring rate, and I think AEW is a lot more ring work, and I don't know if their characters would fit in AEW right now. I understand the Harley Cameron connection with the song and everything, but...
Oh, I didn't even think of that one.
I'm thinking more, I'm thinking more they do return to WWE, because they've been wanting them back in WWE for quite a while, and I think maybe that's how Brie Bella gets back too. Maybe they kind of bring that back to bolster their tag division, so I see that more as bolstering theirs. But I definitely do see them going to AEW or WWE. But to keep with the women theme, I'll give you my number 3. There will be a Women's Continental Classic in 2026. In 2025, we saw the first Women's Blood and Guts. Every year, and we saw the first Women's Tag Team titles. Every year, it seems like Tony Khan steps it up. People have been asking for a Women's Continental Classic. I'm not saying you have to make a new title for it. I don't think we need a new title. I'm just saying there will be a new Women's Continental Classic, and I think what better way to showcase like what you wanted. And I think maybe he's kind of hinted at that. That's why we're signing up Persephone. Maybe you get a Bozilla. Maybe you have one division be like the Haas division with Bozilla, Megan Bain, Persephone. And then you have one be like the Bea Priestleys, the Priscilla Kellys, and like those kind of wrestlers, and the Athenas. And like you could just have an amazing tournament. And I think could even do a women's pay-per-view potentially with it. You could have the last 2-3 matches on a women's pay-per-view. You could justify almost an all-women's pay-per-view that way. So I think that could kind of solve both things that fans want. So that's why I say women's C2 next year. Or this year, excuse me.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that I have this as well. I'll chime in on my notes.
So for number 4 then, after you chime in that, you'll have to do a backup one then, since I technically accidentally took one of yours. I apologize.
So I think that it would bring in a mixture of talent together, like we see with the men's. It's almost like a dream match you didn't know you needed. It shows off the division, and the first person I thought that should win something like that, Alex Windsor. I think so. Or Athena or Jamie Hayter, because all three are very multi-faceted in the ring, and I think that it would be cool. Either of them.
That'd be cool. Maybe that's a future episode today. Maybe we fantasy book a women's C2. We each make our brackets and say how would they play out. Maybe that could be a future episode for us. Because that would be fun. Get Jeff and Rachel on there and get a little panel going. I think so. I bet Jeff and Rachel will come on and do that with us. So, what would be number 4 for you? What would be a backup for you, since I accidentally stole one of your predictions?
I really don't have one. because I had a hard time coming up with 7 because I knew we were going to do this. I guess, well, let me think outside of AEW because most of mine are AEW. Let me think, like, I guess AJ Styles going around in every company would be something I'd like to see.
So do you think he'll wrestle? How about this? Do you think he'll wrestle at TNA in 2026? He showed up last night, had a promo, kind of.
Yeah, I definitely think that maybe not a belt run, but I definitely wouldn't hate that. But I think that AJ Styles is just very special, and I would love to be able to see him in not maybe every company, but do a big run. I would love to see one last big push from AJ Styles. He proved he could go still with John Cena at one of the highest matches of the year.
Yeah, but I sadly I don't think we'll get that. I think he's gonna be the retirement tour WWE kind of thing. I think we'll see some matches. I don't think we'll see him.
But that was in the end, like, was it what we wanted for Cena? No, but at the same time, focus was there.
Besides AAA and TNA, not many companies I can see him going to. Because unfortunately, some people don't like to play nice with others, but that's a whole different ball of wax. So
again, it's a hope.
I'm not trying to poo-poo it. I'm just, as much as I'd love to see it too, just play nice with others. I wish that we wouldn't have these stupid invisible barriers because of pride and greed.
Full forbidden door.
Right, that'd be amazing.
Tune in for a episode about that, actually.
That'll be interesting too. I'm really curious to see who fantasy books what on what. But for number 4 for me, I think this is a pretty simple one. I think this is a no-brainer. I think AEW will finally have a pay-per-view in Boston. I think it's going to be something that'll be headlined by Mercedes. I think Boston has been deserving of a pay-per-view. It's one of the big cities like Detroit that hasn't gotten one yet. But I think you could see one of the pay-per-views in Boston, maybe like a Full Gear in Boston. I could see it too with all the shamrocks and the gears. I can already see like the logos, and I think they would show up. I think TD Garden, Full Gear would be such a phenomenal pay-per-view. You're still in the area where people from Jersey and Philly can drive up. People can come down from Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont. It's still a good market, and AEW is starting to get that reputation where people will travel if you put on a good enough card. So
that's close enough for Canadians. Not all of them.
I mean, yeah, that's why they can come down through New York and they can make a vacation out of it. Like, I can see it happening. And again, can you imagine the TD Garden with an AEW pay-per-view? That'd be incredible.
It would be.
And yeah, a little Homer bias on there, but that's why I was like, I think because they need to move locations, they need to stop doing the same markets. So I think tap into one that is starving for a good AEW pay-per-view.
I like it.
For number 5, what do you got for your prediction?
Speaking of pay-per-views, we saw a intergender anarchy style in the arena.
Oh, that's right. We had the mix in with Willow, correct? And
what if we see a all-female?
Okay.
That would be kind of something nice, like how we did Blood and Guts. If we can get a women's, we don't need the men's if we have the women's.
So women's anarchy in the arena, maybe like Triangle of Madness, and some people going after going all through the arena. I could see that. Let's get toxic. I could see that. I'd be down for that.
It could be a trios or it could be a 5-on-5. Fuck, give us 10 on 10.
I was gonna say I don't think there's programmer. I don't think there's rules in how many there has to be, so they can make it what they want.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that would be really fun. The tailgate brawls were great.
What song choice would work for you? Because they always have that song choice.
I think you can't go wrong without the bodies at the floor. But what if they played Evanescence?
What about Hailstorm?
Ooh, that would be legendary. Or just like Avril Lavigne.
That'd be hilarious. Or they played Toxic by Britney Spears. I just have played that. There could be so many things.
That would cost way more than what Matt was.
Yeah, this song's cost me $150,000.
You would see Matt being clicking that off way sooner. Tony Khan would be the one out there fuck! Let's not fucking go!
So, for my next one, Jacob Fatu is going to win the Royal Rumble this year. I think everyone's thinking Braun Breaker. Everyone's saying Cody's going to three-peat, win his 3rd in a row.
Has anyone done that?
Not 3 in a row. Stone Cold's won 3, but no one's won 3 in a row. So Cody would tie Stone Cold for winning 3, but nobody's won 3 in a row. There are several who've won 2, or there's a couple who've won back-to-back, but nobody's won 3 in a row. But that's why I see Fat too. He's interjected himself in the storyline. He cost Cody the title. He's kind of feuding with Drew and Cody. I think they're setting up because Cody declared on SmackDown. And I was like, you know what? Everyone's thinking these people, but nobody's looking at Fat too, who, what a way to get that rocket ship strapped to you. We saw they're willing to try it with, like they had Jey Uso win 2025. They're willing to take the chance on people. Why not the Samoan Werewolf? So I think he's going to win the Royal Rumble. So I guess to piggyback from mine, men or women, who do you think is going to win the Royal Rumble this year?
I think to main event at WrestleMania, I could see it being Logan Paul, or to get, I'm sorry, but Cody Rhodes, it does make sense.
No.
I think it should be somebody a little younger. I think that wrestling right now, you should be putting somebody, not maybe Javion Evans, but why not break another record, the youngest?
Like Trick Williams would be a great choice.
Trick Williams, I think. And then going with the females, Lash Legend.
Oh, okay.
Give her a fucking push.
That would be
that girl,
iconic for her to get that.
For real. We watched NXT do this show a year and a half maybe. They did one episode and they were trying to showcase like the women doing.
Oh, yes, for the gauntlet. Ava was like watching them. Yes.
Yeah, and this girl was kicking ass, and I'm like, surely that girl won. There's no way. Then I found out it was Lash Legend, and she didn't win, and I'm like, but she was the one doing everything.
Yeah, unfortunately, they kayfabed it, so she didn't.
Yeah.
She didn't get the glory, but yeah.
She was kicking ass in that challenge, and I really enjoyed that episode, and I was like, it's cool to see, like, that's when I liked Sol Ruca. You got to see all the NXT women shine, and who they were through that. I guess that's the point of that episode. But
it worked.
It worked. So I would love to see Sol Ruca, Zarya, and Lash Legend really get a push this year at the Rumble.
Very well deserved if they do.
Lash Legend could just go up against Jade Cargill and like push people out.
So I still kind of, so I won't count that as your prediction. So I'm going to ask you, what is your next sixth prediction?
6. I'm going to go with a Casino Royale at Double or Nothing.
Bringing it back to Classic, okay.
But we're going to bring back somebody re-signed. And we're going to bring back an unexpected big name like Ospreay, Copeland, or Jay White.
So like a mega return, okay.
It's going to be a re-return, somebody who left AEW coming back in. And then we're going to see somebody like that's been out for a minute, but so it's been signed.
That would be in the 3s as well. So there's only been 2 people who've left and come back to AEW. One is Andrade, and 2 would technically be Stu Grayson. So who would be that person? I asked you earlier in the week to kind of ponder it. Who would be the person that's going to be number 3 to come that left AEW and is going to come back?
I feel so mean saying this.
Who?
Ricky Starks.
I mean,
I don't know when his contract ends. I don't know anything, but they released a lot of people throughout the year. You never know. I don't want to see that happen to him. I want him to sail at WWE, but it doesn't look like he's sailing right now.
I mean, you never know. Like,
sorry,
you can never say never in wrestling. I never thought I'd see Bret Hart in a WWE ring again. I never thought I'd see CM Punk in a WWE ring again.
Bret Hart was in an AEW ring.
Never thought I would see Ultimate Warrior come back. Like, there's people that burn bridges beyond burning bridges.
Sting?
Yes, Sting straight from AEW. Never would have thought that, or even WWE. So, stranger things have happened, and I'm not talking about the great show that we finished, but stranger things have happened in wrestling. So I could definitely see that happening.
Is there someone you think that would come back?
Yes. Malachi Black. Yeah, it's weird.
He has a huge run with Zelina right now. He has crossed his storyline, basically.
I know. However, we know how very flash in the pan booking that can be on that show, on SmackDown especially. I could see that happening where
he'd have to eat some crow.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I could see maybe he has unfinished business, or because there's not a lot of people. But I think for funds, not so much in a wrestling role, but maybe in a manager role, Marco Stunt. I feel like we got a little bit of a tease with Jack Perry saying, well, Christian got Marco fired. Marco's went back on Cameo. He's been putting out his car salesman content a lot. You can be retired, still work in the industry, even if it's a couple appearances here and there. I think Marco will come back and maybe be like the Alex Abrahantes, maybe be like the hype man for Jurassic Express when they're healthy.
speaking of, Alex Abrahantes no longer works at AEW, so I wonder who's going to be their hype man.
We'll have to kind of see, and that's the nature of the. That's why I'm surprised neither one of us had anyone jumping ship side to side for our prediction. But I feel like we've kind of said we know who's going to go, like Jericho and some other ones.
Will Hobbs.
So I think for number 6, I've said this a couple times before, so it's not a shock to anyone who's listened to me before. Bayley will be All Elite in 2026. That's my big prediction. I think that whenever her contract is up, I believe it's late spring, early fall, I think we could see her, and maybe she comes in at that Full Gear in Boston to help Mercedes. And I think they eventually become tag team champions, but I can see her reuniting with Mercedes and kind of helping. You said these tag divisions need identity. What better way to help kind of keep that tag division, have some veterans in there that can help these younger tag teams grow and elevate, like Mercedes started elevated the women's division. So
can I tie this in?
Absolutely. So for number 7, why don't you tie in yours?
The trios becoming intergender or gender fluid. I didn't know the way to word this, but the title belts could be...
No gender restrictions.
Yeah, no gender restriction. 2 women, 1 male. 1,
no
woman,
combinations
2
don't matter.
males. 3 women, 3 men. It could be however it plays out in the ring. We don't need new titles. Just make the trios titles available for everyone. And there's so many teams. And you just gave me LFI with Bayley, Beast Mordos, and Roosh. That would be sick.
You know, another trio you could do, you could see a Clark Connors coming in with Drilla and having Tekla join them.
That would be sick.
Because she's there's definitely ways.
Because we have the premier athletes, the Death Riders, Conglomeration, the Cosmic Babes of Wrath. You've got Top Flight team. Yep. Crew, and you've got more popping up all the time. And this is where
these seeds are definitely planted.
Yeah, and they've been doing this for a while now. You had Harley calling out Bandito and Brody. You had Chris being like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Bandits of Wrath.
Like, there's so many things that would work so well, and it would work with... Again, how come Don Callis doesn't have any females? What's hiding? Where is he going to get the females
Because no woman wants to put up with Don Callis.
That's true. That's true.
He's turned the channel heat for you every time you see his face.
Ugh. Every time I see his face. Ugh.
So I have a couple predictions. So I might cheat and do a bonus one after because I still have a couple good ones I want to get out there. But my prediction that I'm saving for number 7, again, one I've said before, but I'm sticking to it. Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay will have their final match together at All In Wembley in 2026. I think that if Ospreay is cleared, I feel like Kenny Omega is setting his sights out for that title. He wants to have basically his one last big singles run. The Bucks have hinted there. You got to put Will over. You got to put Will over in Wembley. What better moment for Will to kind of be the guy than to beat the guy? You know, to beat Kenny Omega, to be, you know, help fill that void when Kenny does eventually retire. You know, Will's only 31 years old. He's still got plenty of time. Kenny's in his 40s. He's obviously injured. He doesn't have a lot of time left to go at this level. So what better passing of the torch moment to finish off their, you know, current trilogy that they're in and potentially be for the world title. And you can't tell me UK fans alone seeing Ospreay, Omega, Wembley, they wouldn't be like, fucking take my money. Take my money. Because I know I would be. Literally, I know we already planned on going over there, but that would be like 100%. We're figuring it out. We're going. I ain't missing that if it's happening in Wembley. So
yeah, I would love to see that.
So, do you have any bonus predictions or anything maybe you missed or anything that maybe popped in the brain while we were talking that you wanted to mention?
Not really.
Because I have a sad one. I think Samoa Joe announces his retirement this year. I think he decides to step away from full-time competition, and maybe towards the end of the year decides to say, "Hey, I'm retiring," and he kind of gets his last, you know, send off because again, I mean, AJ's around the same age. You have Daniels retired. It's inevitable time, and I think if anyone will treat him rightly, and if anyone will give him the send off he deserves, will be Tony Khan. We saw it with Sting.
I feel like he would just kind of make an appearance here and there, but I don't see him fully retiring.
I meant like from full time, not like permanently.
Yeah, like I definitely still want to see him.
Like he'll be a special appearance, like how Undertaker would show up every once a year or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, even if he just comes in and puts some of the cocaine in a clutch or gives a muscle buster and leaves, I think you could still utilize him. But I think Samoa Joe calls it a career this year. I'm not wishing it. He kind of hinted at it last year.
He could be like a Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah, and he got that title run. And I kind of feel like that was a thank you, like for title run. It's just the writing seems like it's on the wall, and like Copeland has hinted he might be done too, and that's why I think these predictions were great for what you had and what I had, because we need to focus on this young talent that's in the industry, like the Kyle Fletchers, like the Leon Slaters in WWE. You need to focus.
Another episode to look forward to.
Yeah.
30 under 30.
I mean, I will have to shift because I know when we originally planned it. Now some of these people might be over 30, but that'll definitely be a future fun one.
We'll break down some brackets and we'll rate the best. 30 under 30.
I think so, but those are our predictions for 2026, kind of what we think and hope will happen. Let us know in the comments below what you think will happen in 2026. Give us your boldest prediction. Put your tinfoil on. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to our channel. And remember, always keep the kayfabe. Hey everyone, it's your producer and co-host Mongo here, thanking you so much for tuning into another fantastic episode of Cruising with Kayfabe. Emily and I certainly appreciate all the support and love you've shown us. For an ad-free experience and exclusive content, visit cwkpod.com. Music provided by The Undone. Emily and Mongo would like to thank The Undone for letting us use their title track, Misfortune. Misfortune, as well as their other songs, are now available wherever you stream or purchase music, or by visiting wearetheundone.com. And hey, let's get them booked on the Jericho Cruise. They're a great group of guys, and they would totally rock the boat. Make sure you follow Emily and I on our socials at Cruising with Kayfabe on the Facebook and the Instagram. Mongo at It's Mongo on TikTok, and Emily at Cruising with Kayfabe _Emily. You can also visit w.gg and use promo code MONGO and save 10% on some clean energy. Make sure you like and follow the show and leave us a 5-star frog splash of a review. But if you don't like us and you don't like the Jericho Cruise, I'm just going to let a legend himself tell you what we're all thinking.
So if you're not down with the Jericho Cruise, we got 2 words for you!